What is up, ladies and gentlemen? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to a new episode of the FIFA 21 Ultimate Team Road to Glory. Finger points to the sky on this lovely Tuesday afternoon. I hope you've got your lunch all set and ready. Well, that is if you're from like the UK or Europe. If you're from Australia, I doubt you've got your lunch with you right now. But maybe you're just chilling, ready to go to bed, but you have to watch Lasty's video first. I appreciate you if that is the case. Now, today, we are going to complete our weekend league and go on a little bit of a tear with our new Icon Seedorf. Do me a huge favor at the start of the episode. Hit the thumbs up button. 5,000 likes is your target. I know you can do it because I see you do it on Sundays. So why not on a Tuesday? Hit me with 5,000 likes and subscribe to the channel as well if you are new around here. So the team is looking like that emoji right now. I think it's looking really good. I would say that the weakest looking player in the team is probably Alan. And Alan's actually one of the key players in the team. So I actually really like him. And I really like the look of this squad. Of course, we've now improved our chemistry. I mean, I say we've improved our chemistry. We were already at 100 chem. But we've taken Talisca from 8 chem to 10 chem simply by putting the icon in the right place. So we go on into champs. I'm at 8 wins and I think 3 losses. So it's pretty good record actually at this stage. And I obviously need 6 more wins to get myself up to gold 3, which is where we like to stop. And we can just chat about that for a very short moment. So I stopped there because that is how I enjoy the game. A couple of reasons. One, that's how I enjoy the game. It gives me a chance to, if I work hard on the Friday and the Saturday, get Sunday off. You know, if we get 14 wins by Saturday night, I can have Sunday with my family and catch up on editing and stuff like that. By the way, that ball went in and it went straight through the net. That is the power of Neymar. And the second reason I like to go to 14 wins is because obviously this series is the road to glory, but it's kind of like the everyday man road to glory. And I get that there's a lot of you out there that can't just go ahead and sit on FIFA all day, every day, kind of like what I can, because it is my job. And we like to, you know, I'm not trying to be the ultimate RTG. I'm not like an elite player or top 200 player. Yeah, I might be a little bit better this year and a little bit above average, but I like to get to what I would consider is a good finish for the weekend league, gold 3. And I think if a lot of you casuals out there get to gold 3, you're probably absolutely buzzing, as am I, because you get 2 red player picks at the end of the week and a bunch of packs and some coins as well. And of course, guaranteed entry into the next weekend league. So that's exactly why I like to do that. And we found that the rewards are so random on this game that you could go all the way up to gold 1 or above and get worse reds than if you're in gold 3. So whilst the system is like this, we will play the system like this and continue on the everyday man RTG. For those of you out there that do question why sometimes we don't carry on and stuff. Anyway, and actually, I think it's just healthier. Like, just play to where you want to play to. And don't be like forced and tempted to like, oh, I've got 6 games left and I need to win all 6 to get Elite 3. I must carry on. Like, if you don't fancy it, don't worry about it. Why am I speaking like this? Anyway, we did a League On upgrade because apparently those ones are cracked because there is like rule breakers, record breaker, Mbappe, and then there's like Neymar and all sorts of special items in there. I did one because I didn't really have much left in my club and I didn't even get bored, so I was like, yeah, know what, we're probably going to stop there. I figured out this new skill move. I was actually watching Mass, a very talented FIFA player on a road to glory on Twitch. So I was watching him the other night, and I thought the bridge was like the only way to do that particular skill move where you knock the ball in front of you. But then there was a part of me which is like, I swear I used to hold more buttons and flick the stick to make that happen when I was playing the early access version and showing you guys gameplay before the game was even out. So the bridge, for those of you that don't know, it's that useful skill move that I've been doing, and it is double tap RB when you're running, and the player will knock the ball in front and try and bridge the gap between him and past the defender to then get through. It's very useful. It's a way to get past the players like Varane and stuff. And I've used it quite a lot and showcased it in some pretty good ways. And then there's another one as well, which is sort of like, I think probably like the nutmeg type one, where if you hold L1 and R1 or LB and RB on Xbox and then flick the right analog stick in the direction you want it to go, he will do a bridge of sorts, but it's quicker, and I feel like you have more control over it, especially over the direction of it. And sometimes when you try the bridge, the defender will knock you out of the way. I think with this other one, it tries to attempt to like nutmeg them. So if there's a player in the way, there's a chance that ball's going through their legs and you're going to slide past them. And then if you're using it in exactly the same way as like a bridge, and the player's not directly in the way, so they're not going to try and nutmeg him, it just bridges past them. And you'll see me do it quite a few times in this episode, because I found it to be one of the best ways to counter the my opponent has Varane and there's nothing I can do about it factor. So yeah, I mean, I do it quite a lot. I probably do it there. I do it right there. I mean, that is a perfect example of this skill move. I don't exactly know what it's called. We're going to call it, we'll probably call it, just call it the bridge. That's how I know it, but it's the other one. LBRB, flick the right stick in the direction you want to go. Be careful, because if you're facing like more than 45 or 90 degrees away from the direction you're actually going to press, then sometimes they do that thing where they just like get it out of their feet. And that's not good, because you need to almost be doing it in the direction that you're running at in order for it to look and act like a bridge, which is the very useful skill move. Anyway, so I'm 2-1 down in this game, make it 3-1. My opponent obviously got a Baby Zola in his base icon pack, and GG's for him for that, because that's a good little player this year. Oh, by the way, that's what I mean if you do it facing a different direction. Did I nutmeg that defender? That goal was saucy, filthy, and just too good. And then, I mean, that one was... that reminds me of any of you that are Ipswich fans out there. When we, back in our heyday, 2000, Wembley 2000, when we got promoted to the Premier League, Ipswich Town went 1-0 down after a few minutes because Craig Hignett, the Barnsley player, took a long shot, it cracked off the bar and hit our goalkeeper and went in. And that's exactly what I just did in that game right there. But as you can see, we've turned this game around. And this guy was a good player. I managed to make it back from 3-1 to 3-3 and get into extra time. And I scored a couple of filthy, filthy goals, which actually made him rage quit. This goal right here was too much for him to handle, and he is going to say sayonara, see you later, and he is going to head off, because, yeah, that one was just a little bit too much. And you can see it again. Oh, they're just keeping the ball up in the air. Varane had no chance. And yeah, like that felt really good, considering we were 3-1 down. So how many wins is that now? Is that our 10th win or 11th win? Let's have a little look, shall we? But I think we deserved it in the end. We did actually create a lot more than that guy. So that was 11th win. 11-3. I'm on a tear right now. Just need 3 more wins in order to finish my weekend league. And then I come up against CR7 and Messi and that new Delafeu and Varane. But as you can see, we push past Varane here and scoop past him. Roulette past the other defender. Just finesse it into the back of the net. Rashford is basically Mbappe on this game. He is the less expensive version of someone like Mbappe. He's fantastic. I mean, there's no denying it. Rashford on this game is outstanding. And I'm playing him on 7 chem, and he still wipes the floor with people. It's crazy. And then he gets a goal back in the 45th minute. It is what it is. So I hadn't had much possession in this game. There's no, it's not exactly a new story, is it? I'm used to being the one in the 30% for possession. People hold the game, the possession way better in this game than I do. And in the second half, Messi knocks it through to Cristiano, manages to get that goal to make it 2-2. Am I going to come out of this one a victor, or am I going to end up losing this? I think I probably deserve to lose it looking on those stats. Even game, but the possession, man, he is just killing me. Into extra time we go. Adama Traore knocks it into Messi. And when Messi can shoot on either foot like that, obviously, you just have to make a decision as to which way you're going to slide tackle. And if he cuts inside, you know you're conceding a goal. But then when you've got Neymar on 10 chem, he can do stuff like that. It's a beautiful goal. And we end up going to penalties against this guy. I score the first one, and I save his first one. Let's go. Advantage Lasty, +1. He then saves mine. Oh dear, what are we doing? As long as I save this one, which I do, we are still in advantage +1. I score the next one going straight down the middle with Atal. He then steps up. Oh, I wish I'd have just got a hand to that one, man. I moved my player a tiny bit to the edge, and then I feel really sorry for him for not saving that. But we are still winning this one. He scored a perfect penalty with Renato. If we score this penalty right here, I think he's donezo, and that's exactly what happens. Neymar scores a penalty in off the post. Yeah, love to see it. We win 4-2 on penalties, and that was a tough old game. But we are now 12-3, and I normally struggle when I get over plus 5 or +6 elo. And we are now sat at a very high elo, so I'm now struggling. I put a little poll out on Twitter. Which one of these players would you like me to get? They said, will you marry this centre-back? I said, I do. No, God, what am I on about? But yeah, we get this 82 rated centre-back called I do. It was basically between him and the Serie A centre-mid. And he's a La Liga centre-back, isn't he? He's not Serie A. The centre-mid was from Serie A, and we didn't get him. I would have taken either. I basically let you guys decide on Twitter in a very quick 5-minute poll. So if you don't already follow me on Twitter, you should be, because you can take part and make changes to the series in that way. But I scored nearly an identical penalty to the one that just won me the last game there, didn't I? We are 1-0 up here. Anderson Talisca doing work, earning me the first pen, playing a lovely assist through to Neymar for the second goal. And Neymar is, you know, obviously on fire, scoring goals left, right, and centre. You can't stop the Brazilian. He is unstoppable. I'm 2-0 up at half-time and things are going well. Seedorf, who of course, it's his first little session of games for me. So excited to have him in the series. It's unreal. Ends up knocking it through, and we end up getting the goal there with, I think, Ousmane Dembele. And at 50 minutes, 3-0 up, he has rage quit. So that right there is 13-3. We're at +10 elo. Oh God, get me back down, because I can't handle it up here. The air is too thin and I can't breathe. Right, so into the next game. This could be the final game of the episode. We just win this, we go 14-3, and we are loving life. But Asman has got a nice team. He's got a couple of 5-star weak foot players up front, Ben Yedder and Son. And you never know which way they're going to go. And they are both pretty powerful players on this game. OP players, a lot of people would say. Memphis gets it down the wing. I'm already 1-0 down here. And I can't stop them. I can't stop those particular, when they run down the line, right to the byline. I just feel like they cut it across and they score every time. But Rashford does get me one back just before the halftime whistle goes. And it's 2-1. I'm getting dominated though, so I pretty much do expect to lose this game. But I'm still in it. You know, we managed to get a goal. We proved we could score. In the second half then, Rashford knocks it into Neymar. Neymar's just going to hit him with a little bridge, smash that into the back of the net. Good goal. Good way to get space for myself using that skill move. And we managed to get it back to 2-2. But, yeah, Son does that to me. I make it 3-2. Excellent. Cool. 64th minute. I'm losing again. But good ball. Good play between, good little 1-2 between Rashford and Neymar. And then I took such a long touch there with Rashford that the only way I was going to score that one was to hit him with a roulette and hope that it worked. And it actually worked. And then what is this? Oh, classic Lasty's back, giving a penalty away at the end of the game. Oh dear, oh dear. Winning streak comes to an end. Ah, man. I give so many late penalties away. Just penalties in general. I give so many of them away. I am too much of an aggressive slide tackler in the box. I should just let the AI do it for me, really, shouldn't I? But I don't really know how. So 13-4 now. We come up against the Sauce Master, and he knocks a lovely ball through to his Rashford. Am I going to stop this one? Well, I basically wipe him out. It would have been a penalty even if he didn't score, but he did score, so he's 1-0 up. And then I end up somehow getting past Joe Gomez there with the bridge. Don't really know how, but that is the power of that skill. And then he knocks it through to Mane. I mean, look at this. Just too quick. He's just too accurate. Mane is one of the greatest players in the world. Sadio Mane is the greatest footballer in the world. You guys seen that meme or that tweet? I love that. I love that video. Anyway, we're 2-1 down at half-time. Again, not had much possession in this game. And this guy was very good. I think I was just kind of holding on there. And eventually I had to throw the kitchen sink at him. And then we go 3-1 down, and then I give a penalty away, and we end up going 4-1 down. And this game just gets away from me real quick. I had no defenders because I was pushing forward. His Rashford was on a mission to just destroy my mood. He makes it 5-1. Rashford gets through again. This time he's going to knock it into Kante to head home. 6-1 in a matter of seconds. Oh, that did not feel good. So yeah, we get absolutely smashed by the Sauce Master. And now that's 13-5. Great Weekend League has just turned into a good Weekend League. As long as we win this one right here. We come up against like Hazard, Koundé, I think Bellarabi, some nice players. But Talisca is just going to knock this one through to Rashford. Rashford's going to shoot from that angle. And it's going to be powerful enough to go in on 7 chem. This guy's a beast. And then Talisca knocks it back to Bruno. Bruno into Neymar. Neymar into the back of the net. We're used to seeing that, aren't we? Honestly, the amount of times Neymar runs away celebrating in the Weekend League. I just don't ever really want to sell him. But I kind of also want to change the squads at some point. I just can't let go. But at 3-0... he ends up quitting. We get our 14th win and we end up going 14-5, of which I'm really happy about. Considering I was, what, 3-2? We went on a good old run in that midsection there, and then just a couple losses towards the end. I still think that is a really successful Weekend League for me. Love having Icon Seedorf in the team. He is awesome. I really like him. I do sub him off and I do sub Bruno off later on in the game, but that is to bring on Sabitzer and Atal, who are both cracked as well on this game. And I think we end up getting some sort of pack for, was that the Black Friday thingy-me-jiggy objective? We end up getting a board from it. No walkout. We end up getting Pau Lopez. You know when you see Spanish goalkeeper, it's probably going to be Pau Lopez. It always is. So yeah, we get him in the Premium Gold Players Pack. And nothing else really, but it's nice to just add a few extra players to the club. So that is going to wrap things up for the episode for today, boys. I do really like this team, and it's mad to me how good Wan-Bissaka is at centre-back compared to Van Dijk. Like, I actually really like the agility of the Englishman. I think I actually prefer having him in there than Van Dijk. That's nuts to me, but yeah, that is the way this game works, I guess. But this team is set up. It's set up in a really nice way. I am going to make a change to it tomorrow, though, which I think you guys will really like. So be ready for that. Yeah, we'll make some cool changes tomorrow. But that is the end of the episode, so do me a huge favour. Hit me with a thumbs up. 5,000 likes is your target. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel as well if you are new around here. I thank you for that. And of course, come and follow me on Twitter and Instagram. The links are down below, everyone. Take it easy, stay safe, stay healthy, and I will catch you tomorrow for another episode. Peace.